I think to myself, there's certainly a great future for this game, as Webster, world champion of the BDO side, of course, back in 2008. Looking to get an early lead in this game if he possibly can.
Yes, Webster comes back for double top. Oh, and that's a killer blow for young Keegan Brown. However, it may be irrelevant if Mark takes the tops out. There's nothing better than cleaning the first leg up pretty comfortable, which is exactly what Webster has done. Holds on to his throw. In the other group, James Wade in the previous match beat Van der Horst 5-2.
Yes.
Pretty comfortable win in the end for James.
Yes, even more comfortable than the score suggests, to be honest. And if he's going to have that sort of form, Rod, then these two may well be fighting it out for second place. I'm not discounting Van der Horst altogether, of course not. You can't afford to do that. They'll be conscious of that Wade performance, because they will have known, they'll have been in the practice room. In fact, I saw them going for the bull. Webster, already a leg up, gets the first 180 of the match against the darts.
Yes, and against the darts is when it really hurts your opponent. It's worth 6 darts normally, but you've got to follow it up. You don't want to, what we call, cut it in half afterwards. So if he doesn't hit a treble, it's not much better than level tons. Well,
97.
He's done exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah, you'd settle for 277 in 6 darts, wouldn't you?
81, mark record 164.
Gettable. But he wouldn't have had to go for the bull had he managed to reach that stage. That's an excellent throw again. Brown under the cosh at the moment.
100.
Well, he's only thrown 12 darts against the throwers, Webster, so he's going to get 2 darts at the double. Double top. Oh, he's down to the 10s. He hit it in the first leg. You can see the hole.
21.
That double, but it weren't close. Now,
160.
a massive shot out for Keegan Brown, but a shot you feel he's got to take. Nowhere near the treble. Really is out of sorts at the moment.
Yeah, he's all over the show. He's really a shadow of the player we saw 12 months ago, as Webster looks to move inside that, brush it if necessary. He can't now. He's got to move right across to the left in order to be able to get the angle. Now there's a chance here for Brown. It's a pity that he only hit 44 last time, but he's in with a shout. He wants tops here.
56.
I thought that was 76 scored. My apologies. My apologies.
A shot in the second leg.
So 2-0 to Webster.
Yes, he won it in the end, and could have easily given away. But Keegan Brown, on just over a 68 average, has really got to get his game in sync. It just is not good enough at the moment.
Well, I thought that first dart at treble 19 was in, Rod, and therefore obviously assumed it was tops, and obviously was wrong. But Webster swept up that double 10 very nicely indeed. Oh, that's unlucky. Oh no, 120 on the floor, and that's enough to test anybody. Never mind a 23-year-old.
60.
But what a third dart. Those two might have thrown the other one so quickly and did a runner there. All credit to him that the dart in hand went in the treble 20, but the other two didn't help. I mean, that could cost him the leg.
Reminiscent of Gary Anderson, of course, when he had three darts in 180, all fell out. Was that in the World Championships last year?
It was in the final.
Oh, superb! Superb from the Welshman! Second maximum.
Well, that's exactly what you're going to do. Punish your opponent for his bad luck or bad mistakes. That's exactly what Webster's done. You can see that Webster's darts, they penetrate the board a lot more. A lot heavier dart, a lot stronger throw. Well, can they stay in this time? Wow.
Well,
That's incredible.
You've got to say that is really unlucky, and you know, given that everybody else's darts are staying in the board,
20.
You've got to ask questions about his errors, because nobody else's are falling out. And I remember a game when Keith Della played you, Rod Harrington, a long time ago at the World Match Play in Blackpool, and Della had 47 darts on the deck during that long match. I think I'm right. Was it you had them fall out against him?
It was.
It was a total of 47 on the deck, and you had about 40 of them. Oh, 3-0 now to Webster. And Keegan Brown, everything's going wrong for him. He's really got to somehow hold himself together.
Well, this is... I thought Mark was saying to Keegan there that I've got a sharpener here that could rough the ends of the points up. That's gamesmanship for you. What a good gesture.
Well, you know, they are good friends. They are from the same mould of stable. Not that that makes any difference when they're in competition on stage. And I believe they played each other in a big exhibition night at Merthyr Tydfil on Thursday night. And I understand Keegan Brown won that one 4-3. But that, of course, counts for nothing here on a very different stage, on a much more competitive occasion. It's something if he could produce and come back here. Last year, of course, he beat Adrian Lewis and Raymond van Barneveld with some startling performances, and almost defeated Chizzy in the quarter-finals, didn't he? Gave a good account of himself.
58.
Well, he's got 2 more games after this, Rod, so I think the important thing is to just try and get as many legs as you can.
Well, that's exactly what you've got to do, and he claps to himself that they've stayed in. You know, they can change the board at any time, as long as both players agree, or the referee decides that the board can be changed, then it can be.
But if Webster's darts were falling out as well,
120.
if Webster's darts were falling out as well, I would have greater sympathy, but they're not.
But Mark's got a lot stronger throw, as you can see. Throws a heavier dart, probably 4 or 5 grams heavy, and you can see the force that Mark Webster is putting those darts in the board, where what Keegan does, he flicks his darts so they're coming in at a higher rainbow.
And that was, of course, very similar to how you used to throw, as I recall.
60, Mark record 164.
Now a chance here for Keegan Brown.
He record 121.
This will give him a bit more confidence. Now he's got to calm down for the treble 17. Well, he set it up absolutely perfectly. Webster on 104.
Well, Brown's been hurt. This would hurt him, really hurt him, if Webster were to take this out. He can't now, so a relief here for Brown. He's got to get this double 18, and he's not entirely out of the match. Well, that's confidence. Well done, lad. Yes, there is somebody up there after all looking down on you. And at least he's got that leg under his belt. Now, somehow he's got to try and break Webster's throw, but it's going to be difficult while Webb is throwing like this.
39.
Well, we'd like to say it's upset his concentration, but before the dropouts, you know, he only had a 68 average, so he was struggling before the fallouts, but it's made it even worse.
41.
But a chance here. Now, this is where 140 puts him back in the game, perhaps even a max.
100. Oh! Check 60.
Well, in the end, he lost. Now that was embarrassing.
Now he should have, John. He should have gone. Look how long that dart stayed on the board. I know it shouldn't fall out, but that's when he should have been in there. And he's just lost 60 points through playing up to the crowd. That you don't do. He's having a bad time, but he's just cost himself 60 points. And
I was just about to say what character he's just shown, and indeed had done. I mean, it doesn't take anything away from his efforts. 93. They were in, and poor lad, suffering, definitely suffering.
$130.
Well, you can't throw your darts harder because then you lose your natural throw, so that's out of the question. You can say rough the points up a little bit, but make them stick in the board.
Well, double 10 here now for Webster for 4-1.
71.
148 for Brown. Of course, he'd have been much closer had it not been for those fallouts rather than bounce outs. And he's sticking to the task. Full credit to him. He's sticking to the task.
Double 10 it is. 4-1 lead for Mark Webster. And I have to say, John, I'd have probably asked for the board to be changed. I know you can say, Mark Webster can say, well, in actual fact, no, because mine are okay. But you know, as I said so many times, totally different set of darts, totally different throw.
And in fairness, maybe that's the inexperience of the player showing through, and more experienced players might well have done, you feel. But what he mustn't do is get too disillusioned. He's got 2 more games to play against James Wade and Van der Horst, so he's got 2 more games to play, and
58.
I think it's important that he tries to win this leg, that he's on the throne, make these games last as long as possible, and at least you get legs. If it does go to legs difference in the final reckoning for qualification for the last 16, then they can be absolutely vital, a la goal difference in football.
100.
Well, he's in command in this leg.
46.
Wasted dart there. This could hurt Keegan Brown if he can fill it up. Just the deflection puts it low. And certainly now Keegan Brown may get 6 darts from 189.
It's become ridiculous. It's become ridiculous. I mean, that dart.
145.
He'll be heartbroken, the lad. I can well understand. I've lost count of the number that have actually come out of the treble 20, but it must be 7.
6 or 7.
6 or 7. Must be.
41. Keegan, you require 149.
Yes, it's hard to handle, young man. I know exactly what he's going through.
Well, we were talking earlier, not that long ago, young Keegan and myself, about the nickname that he holds. Double 12 here for Webster. Double 6 when he comes back. About a nickname. About fallout. Tops. Oh, this has got to go. And does. And he did it brilliantly, Rob. You see how he used the marker perfectly there. And that wedged in. Just about.
Yes, and he's showing a bit of character. Showing that those fallouts are not really killing him.
78.
Well, that's a perfect dart now. They look solid, so stay there. And that's exactly what he's done. I thought he may switch to the 19s. But he hasn't. Now he wins this leg, holds his throw, and then anything can happen.
You're right. Absolutely right. We've had 1 game so far, it's gone the distance. Robert Thornton beat Geert de Vos 5-4 a couple of games ago.
100.
And it would be remarkable if Brown came back here to take this the distance. But he's got to win this leg first. And at the moment, Webster, still composed, gets a brilliant 137.
Oh, he's got to shift, he's got to move. He's done exactly that.
77.
Absolute brilliant leg of darts from Keegan Brown against the throw.
I think, under the circumstances, Rod, given what he's had to put up
90.
with, this is nothing short of miraculous. He wants double 16 for an absolutely brilliant 11-dart leg. That man has talent.
Keegan to throw first.
No doubt about it. 23-year-old Keegan Brown had a birthday on bonfire night, and now it's he who's supplying the fireworks.
40.
as I said, he's shown an awful lot of character. And now Mark Webster, he's just got to make sure he finishes off here. He doesn't want to go to the last leg, for obvious reasons. But Keegan, just stay focused. If that dart looks a little bit fragile, shift down to the 19s. Don't even, you know,
47.
the chance of the other dart coming in, hitting it, deflecting off it, and make it even, you know, looser in the treble. Just switch to the open big trebles.
140.
Well, a colourful afternoon. We've had a green on the hockey, we've got a brown on the hockey. Who's to come yet?
90 cents.
Good game this, a very good game indeed. Might have been spoiled by a succession of fallouts rather than bounce outs from the treble 20, but they're sticking in now. And now they just yet another magical maximum from the young man. Had to go for it now then. 130 for the match. 155 for a 5-3 victory for Webster. Well, that match had so much, maybe so much that it ought not to have had. All credit to Keegan Brown, but it's Mark Webster, the Welshman, who picks up the points.